Friends for the road. Constantinian is ready to escort Murad to safety. I see, look at that. Now we're getting some money and some other stuff. He is paying me just to give to give him company. I shall leave you to recruit Raha. Where's the G silent? Raha. I forget. He'll appreciate the invitation that much more, I'm sure. As I recall, he was based at the annex. Someone there ought to be able to point you in the right direction. Let us be off too, Murad. Do me a favor and don't stray from the path. Figure where the annex is. But on the moon. I think it's on the moon, right? Oh, nope. Charlian, yep. Maybe that's probably why they give us some money for some of these quests. Because they just expect us to teleport. So let's see, so many quests I haven't done. Let's just make this a little quicker. Oh, look who it is. Welcome back to Vinius. What might the students do for you? Raha. Yes, he's in the main hall with Mistress Krill. Oh, at least I can see who the hell she is. She was probably somebody that works at the school. I just don't remember. The name sounds familiar, though. They've been holed up in there for days. By all means, go and give them an excuse to take a break. Yeah, the Twitch grind is terrible. I've heard from. Oh, right, that's Krill. She's been with us, I think, from like the beginning. Now I feel stupid for not remembering her.
Ah, Urgica, my good man.
Yeah, I mean, the advice I've gotten from people about, standing out on Twitch, or like for reaching an audience on Twitch, is to upload to YouTube. Because YouTube has more discoverability, which is so stupid. That's a bad thing.
Kind as to.
That's definitely not something you want people to say if you own Twitch.
Oh, isn't this a pleasant surprise?
I wish you had sent word ahead. I thought I was having visions for a moment there.
But you're working on.
Raha and I have been compiling old records of the students' activities.
It appears the G is silent. Raha. I think when there's like a letter and an apostrophe, I think that letter's O is silent.
We were able to locate several accounts in the archives of Numenon, but the bulk of our documents was lost along with the Isle of Fowl.
Surprisingly enough, the best video that I've uploaded to YouTube was the very first one I ever uploaded. Final Fantasy 1, Episode 1. Isn't that crazy? It is literally at the top of the charts for the best video I've done.
But what brings you to the annex, my friend? Surely you haven't come all this way just to watch us shuffle dusty papers around?
You're one of the first Rocket League mobile Twitch scenes, so you got affiliated pretty fast. Yeah, sometimes you switch games and people just stop watching. That's the hard thing about it. Yeah, it's not even that Final Fantasy 1 is a bad game. It's just funny because it was the first it was the first Let's Play I did. First episode. And I think I've gained like 20 or 30 subs from that one video. And it's been watched somewhere between 200 to 300 hours. Crazy. I mean, some of the other Final Fantasies have done well, but that's definitely up there.
And you're looking for companions to join you on this expedition.
It might not be the most viewed video, but it's definitely the one that's been engaged with the most.
I would dearly love to accompany you, of course, but I'm afraid I'm committed to another task. On the subject of which, I had hoped to ask for your assistance.
Sure thing. Although the Souls games didn't do that bad either. Especially Elden Ring. Had a lot of fun playing those games. Still gotta do
Then
Demon
again,
Souls.
It's not so urgent that it can't wait until you've returned.
What's wrong with that, dude? For a second, I thought it was something crazy.
I'll stay here and mind the shop, as it were.
Seemed like he was upset about something. I figured we'd have to go and kill somebody.
Are you sure? I'd hate to leave you short-handed.
I'm sure. Just try to be back before too many moons have passed.
These guys sound like a married couple.
Well, I guess we're off on another adventure already. Have you asked anyone else to come along?
Well, you weren't my first choice, but... Wait, does that mean we have to go get everybody
Might I
else?
suggest we invite your Stola?
Take it back. I'm so glad I asked you to, instead of the other four people. Please don't shoot it down.
Ever since the Scions disbanded, she spent most of her time cloistered within the Great Google Library, hoping to piece together a method to traverse the rift. It would seem, however, that whatever wisdom she sought there was not to be found. She arrived in Charlian the other day. We spoke briefly before she began her search of Numenon.
We don't need to talk. Let's just go before somebody shoots the idea down.
Considering what you've told us of Alzadal's extraordinary feats, I do believe your Stola would be more than interested to hear what you have to say.
Although I wonder if we're just gonna eventually get everybody to come along. And depending on who you pick first, there's like a different
Splendid.
trajectory.
Then let us head to the archives at once.
There's a high possibility of that.
Wait,
But eventually we're
before you
just gonna
go,
get everybody.
I have another potential member to volunteer, if you've room to spare. Urianger.
Yep, there it is. And then Urian J is with Thancred. So, well, maybe. I don't know if they're together, but seems like we're gonna get everybody.
It's a request for materials, you see. Treatises on the architecture of treasure vaults and the like.
I wonder why we couldn't start with the Y'shtola then.
From what I can gather, the Loporrits are looking to make improvements to their own creation and wish to learn more about how we build things down here.
Oh, that's right. Urian J is on the moon.
So, why not take Urianger with you? Let him study Alzadal's legacy firsthand.
Cool. Bringing the... I mean, I don't really care about anybody Y'shtola, but bringing the Scions back together.
None can deny the
For one
benefit of
final
seeing something with
adventure.
your own eyes. If our expedition leader has no objections, I say we extend Urianger an invitation once we've spoken with your Stola.
Yeah, whatever. First, Y'shtola.
Safe travels, you two. But don't forget, I'd still like your help with that other matter I mentioned.
Right. Then it's off to the library.
Let's go. Where is... Oh, she's... I didn't realize she was still here. Well, not like we're gonna have to go that far. That might be a little closer. I guess it is kind of fitting that we, as soon as we got the Unending Codex, we're pretty much meeting up with all the Scions again. So they are the first entries to the book. She passed out. Sure is.
I've never known Y'shtola to doze off in the middle of research before.
Don't say stupid stuff like, let's not wake her up and let's leave. Wake her up. Nope. Well, at least we're just gonna wait for her and not dip out.
Close my eyes for one moment.
This game sure has its funny moments.
How long have you two been here?
Gotta love how the music just cuts out like that. We didn't want to wake you.
Nor did I want to fall asleep.
They changed the requirements for YouTube monetization. I thought that was only for like donations. I thought the monetization was still 1,000 subs. I think when you get 500 subs and the other stuff that you mentioned, it allows people to donate to you. I think it's still the same 1,000 for monetization.
I must have been studying for 2-3 days straight before exhaustion finally claimed me.
The crazy thing is like the daily uploads is nothing. That's easy. But when it comes to the subs and the hours or the harder parts, like I'm not even close to 1,000. I mean, I'm like halfway to 1,000 subs. But when it comes to the hours watched, I'm like double the required amount. I think they say I think it's like 3,000 hours, like you said. I think I'm at 6,000. Yeah, it's nice. I'm not complaining about that. 500 sub
As you
tier.
know, I've been researching ways to travel from the source to one of its reflections. Well, looking for hints at least. I don't expect to find a simple set of instructions tucked away in some dark corner of the library. So I've been skimming through the stacks, hoping to uncover even a partial mention of any similar feats in the past. A means to travel between worlds exists, and you can be sure I will find a way to employ it. So I promised Runar, but 'twould seem I've set myself a nigh impossible task.
You needn't be so hard on yourself. The leap I made with the Crystal Tower was not achieved in an afternoon. It was the culmination of a collective effort spanning generations.
Oh, you think me discouraged? I assure you, 'tis quite the opposite. A daunting challenge and the time to sink my teeth into it. I feel like a fresh-faced student again.
A scholar in her element.
Indeed. Was there something else you wish to ask of me? Al-Zadal is no minor figure in Harnish history, and much is known about his family.
What I always, I mean, all those requirements, they seem, fairly reasonable. But I can't imagine is why they, for there's like a separate category for like a one or the other.
But this is the first I've heard of a descendant surviving a trip to another world.
And it's the amount of views you need to get on a short, on your shorts. Yeah, it's like 10 million. I was like, damn, that's crazy. But I suppose if you have a couple shorts that do really well, because it's not that hard to do.
If those tales are true, then he may have left behind some clue as to how it was accomplished.
I mean, I've uploaded a couple shorts, but the best that, I mean, usually I'll get about 2 to 3,000. Best I've ever done was like 10,000. And it just seems kind of random, to be
An
honest.
invitation to delve into one of the world's lingering mysteries. As if I could refuse.
Yes. He's coming with us.
And whence do we embark upon this expedition?
Right
Akyara
now.
by ship. But before that, we thought to extend an invitation to Urianger as well. He was in Thalmazane last we heard.
Then by all means let us recruit him and be on our way.
That's interesting. Look at all this other stuff that has been added. Where is it? So many menus all over the place. And I've been playing this game for like 53 days. Still learning stuff all the time. Are you starting to do? You're actually doing streams? You're doing live streams? I don't think I've seen a live stream pop up for you. Although I suppose you're on the other side of the world, so it's probably when I'm asleep. Yeah, the shorts algorithm is super weird. Like you said, sometimes you'll get like a short that gets like 5 views. Sometimes it'll be a couple thousand. There's like no rhyme or reason to it, at least that I can see. I'm sure there's an algorithm behind it. but they ain't gonna tell you what the algorithm is. Dude, I hate this place so damn much. This area here. Although I think... Hold on, let me just check really quick. I don't have flying here. This is like one of the worst places not to have flying. I need to work on that. I need to spend some time and get flying. I get kind of lazy. But then, you know, when I have to do something in the place, I just get annoyed. You like my T-Rex mount? I love this T-Rex mount. So cool. One of the better mounts I've gotten in a while. Oh, you're just streaming on Twitch. Yeah, I have not. That's probably why I didn't notice. Because I haven't logged into my Twitch. Like, today was the first time I logged into my Twitch in like over a year. Your stream would start in like 3 hours? Yeah, that would be 3 a.m. for me. No wonder and even if I was on Twitch, I wouldn't see it. I'm too old to stay awake until 3. Without feeling like trash the next day. So I just don't do it anymore. If I make it to like 1, I'm pushing it. Yeah, where's Thancred? You were playing, I'm assuming Ark Survival.
He left to attend to some personal errand, but should be returning ere long.
That's cool. To play with your son. Must be fun. Oh yeah, it's
You've been keeping yourself busy, I trust.
actually coming up on midnight pretty soon for me. Another 20 minutes.
True to our plan, Thancred and I embarked upon a pilgrimage of sorts, with an eye for gauging the state of those lands through which we passed. Our travels were interrupted, however, by a request for aid from our befurred lunar allies. As you may recall, the Loporrits had been seeking new purpose for the moon, another role through which it might serve to benefit mankind. The Forum hath been working to advise them in this endeavor, but I return to offer mine own counsel.
I'm so glad they changed the way Urianger speaks. I forget which expansion it was in, but he was talking like a he was talking like a pirate or something. I don't know what it was. So hard to read.
And this has what to do with treasure vaults exactly?
And I know this might surprise people, but I read everything. Even if I'm not streaming this game and I'm doing a quest and it's not voice acted, I will read what the quest is. I feel like a lot of people don't do that.
You have learned of my predicament from Mistress Cryle.
I would imagine more people do it with the main story quest, but still. Definitely not side quests. That's probably why the Hildebrand quest took me so long.
They acquired such knowledge, but the Loporrits now stand convinced that adventurers delight in treasure hunts. Thus, with their newly built wonderland of riches and mystery, do they hope to entice all manner of daring delvers to the moon. So earnest and innocent was their desire to bring joy to the world that I found myself powerless to refuse them my cooperation. But what of you, my friends? Why are you come to Labyrinthos? is indeed a most fortuitous opportunity. I should be honored to accept thine invitation. How long hath it been, I wonder, when last our actions were not impelled by fate or desperation?
Doesn't seem enthusiastic about his cooperation. That's just the way he is, man. What I don't understand is why he got if I remember correctly, this tattoo on his face. Like all these people that are joining me, we're all part of a group of people that were like going around saving people, saving, you know, pretty much the world. That's how it ended up. That's how we ended up saving the world. And once we did that, we disbanded. But we've been together for like what, like 3 expansions? So I've been interacting with these people for years. So
Aye. Though I cherish the Scion's accomplishments, 'tis pleasant to not have the weight of the world upon our shoulders for a change.
and if I remember, this tattoo is to signify that we're the scions of the 7th Dawn. Now, look at her. She put it on her neck. I don't know why that dude tattooed his face. But he's always been the strange one. Strange talking. Look at that on his neck.
Hunting Estinian, we number 5 now, yes? Without knowing what traps or perils await unwary feet, we may be wise to refrain from recruiting others.
And yeah, this dude was the last to join, for those of you that don't know.
I agree. Between us, we should have the skills to handle whatever situation may arise. Shall we be on our way?
I actually don't remember how the group was formed, or who was first and all that.
What, no time to spare a word for the grizzled old bard?
Oh, here's Thancred.
All is well, I trust?
A wasted trip, I'm afraid. I'd hoped to catch up with a former mentor while you parleyed with the rabbits, but it seems our paths were not to cross.
How was your pilgrimage?
Having an astrologian beside you on the road is surprisingly convenient. And it doesn't hurt that he's making strides with his light-hearted banter. In any case, as we made our way around Ilzabard, we saw that much of the continent was in various stages of chaos. A certain amount of disorder is to be expected. The final days are over, and the people no longer have a common threat binding them together.
This ship was so crazy when they revealed it to us. It just seems so out of place in this game, with all the other airships that exist.
That's the thing with these fledgling troubles, eh? You need to keep an eye out, lest they mature into full-grown headaches. So, for what reason have so many esteemed personages seemed fit to gather? Beneath the waters of the Bounty, you say? I see you've already stolen away my traveling partner with the promise of unexplored ruins and scholarly glory.
Nay, 'tis not for mine own indulgence, but rather the fulfillment of my commitment to the Loporrits.
Ah, of course. And if you have Estinian rounding out your group, you'll likely have all the members you need.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. I was thinking we were going to invite everybody with us in the group, but usually when you do dungeons, there's only 5 people in the group. And there's already 5 of us, but none of us are tanks. Like, I'm a DPS. Yastola's DPS. Raha as a DPS. Urianger as a healer. I don't think Instinian was a tank.
Feeling left out? I could put in a good word for you, if you like.
Maybe they'll just force him to be a tank, but he's not. He's a dragoon like me.
Released from our obligations, but I'll never be free of that merciless wit of yours, will I? In all seriousness, it is best I sit this one out. Too many former scions consorting with one another might be seen as a cause for concern in certain quarters. I'll return to my usual reconnaissance and scout out the situation in the Far East. Feel free to share if you come across any interesting revelations. Till we meet again.
Allow DPS with a healer. I wish the game was like that, but the game, I mean, I like this game. It's got a good story, but there's so many restrictions, and like this game is, at least to my knowledge, is very balanced in terms of, like, for PvP, for example. I feel like, or just I guess anywhere, right? The game is so balanced that it almost takes the fun out of it in a way. Especially in PvP.
Shall we also hasten our
It just
departure?
feels so bad.
Will wonder what hath become of us.
I swear to you, I don't have this on video, but to me the PvP is so bad. And like you barely like, because it's like you don't use your PvE moves. They have like special PvP moves. And I was fighting with some other dude in PvP, and this was like after hours, because I never tried PvP before. I tried it for the first time like a couple weeks ago, and I noticed, you know, from playing WoW, because the PvP in that game is pretty good, that when I was playing PvP in Final Fantasy 14, it was just, I don't know how to explain it, but I was in this one fight with this dude, and we were fighting back and forth, and nothing was getting done, right? Like you have like basic attacks, you have like a shield, you have like a heal ability, right? And I think you have different PvP abilities depending on the job. And I was playing as a dragoon, and I think the person that was attacking me was also playing a dragoon. And we're sitting like circling each other, just attacking each other, and eventually I just got so sick of it, I just stood there. I did nothing. I was like, just kill me. And like, he didn't, because it's just it's almost like impossible unless you get, like, the only way to kill people is to like group up on them. Like if it's just a one-on-one fight, it's just torture. I stopped for so long that the dude just stopped attacking me, and we just went our separate ways. I mean, I don't think you can even like chat with them in PvP. I don't think you can chat with the enemy. I don't know. But even if you can, I didn't even message him. I just kind of like, you know, I stopped attacking. I guess he just picked up on it, and we just went our separate ways. Because it's just ridiculous when you're fighting one-on-one in PvP in this game. Especially if you're the same job. I send you to recruit Raha, and you return with the entire survey party. I hope Matsuya's boat is sturdy enough to carry us all. What he means is, we are grateful for the use of one of your precious fishing vessels. We are more than glad for the chance to provide it. I ask only that you take care to steer clear of the reefs and the shallows there. We will keep an eye out. I'll take the money. I mean, I guess. The food's. I mean the food's good, but I tend to only use it for the 3% XP boost. I'll just take the money.